Denver's mayor isn't opposed to a lockdown, but if it's happening, he wants the whole region or state to shelter in place. A state legislator took the coronavirus seriously. It didn't help.
I just pray to God that these people, start paying attention.
He can't leave his house with COVID-19 spreading outside, so he would like to ask you for a favor. Competitors turn co-workers to stay in business. And when a snowstorm hits, an early adopter of social distancing is at his happiest. From my home to yours, this is Next. If Denver goes on lockdown for the coronavirus, Denver Mayor Michael Hancock wants the rest of the metro area or even the entire state to go on lockdown along with the city. We asked the mayor directly today, should Denver residents prepare for a lockdown scenario within the next few days? And the mayor said he wasn't sure. We have not seen Governor Polis suggesting that a statewide shutdown is imminent. Today, he did issue an order that banned all elective surgeries so that hospitals can preserve supplies. And he also issued an order that closed down hair and nail salons, as well as spas and tattoo parlors. COVID-19 testing, as we have told you, is not for everyone who feels sick because there are not enough test kits. Colorado just passed the 500 test mark. It's reserving tests for the seriously ill, along with first responders and healthcare workers. Today, we learned that 2 more Coloradans have died from the virus. That makes it 4 in our state so far. A state representative at home, while the legislature is suspended, tells us that she has been diagnosed with COVID-19. Democratic Rep. Daphne Michelson-Janae is the first state legislator with a confirmed case. Our Chris Vanderveen spoke with her over FaceTime.
What kind of symptoms have you been experiencing the last few days?
Fever, the highest I've gotten is about 102, maybe a little bit higher than 102, and tight chest and coughing.
What's your mindset right now?
I think it's a little bit all over the place. It's only been a couple of hours since I got the results, and, somebody who was worried about me, I told them not to worry about me. I'm too busy to die. So, I think that that's kind of the truth. I guess my biggest concern is anyone I might have unwittingly exposed, including my children and my husband. My children were sent home from college to be safe from the virus and only to come home to be exposed by their mother. I think they're going to be fine. Nobody has symptoms. My kids are symptom-free. My husband is symptom-free.
How worried are you about the spread of this disease right now?
Very. I just hope that it becomes mild. I hope that my symptoms remain mild. I hope I didn't expose anybody.
Is there anything else you want to say before I let you go?
Please social distance. Please social distance. It's the only way we know to stop this. If we knew a different way to stop this, we'd ask you to do a different way to stop this. We don't know a different way to stop this. Please social distance.
Representative Michelson-Janae was at the Capitol on Saturday, said she was not symptomatic at that point, but she has been reaching out to coworkers to give them a heads up. So social distancing is a challenge to each of us to imagine a world outside of our own, to imagine people's challenges that we do not share. I want you to meet a young man who uses a ventilator to breathe every single day. He checks every box for being at risk for COVID-19. He told our Mark Salinger he hasn't left his house in weeks. He fears that an unexpected cough from the next person he passes could get him sick.
It's been 3.5 weeks since Ethan Bowden felt safe going out in public.
Hey Ethan, how are you?
FaceTime is the best way to connect with the world. A world that's a pretty scary place for him right now.
Worst case scenario, I would die. Just like over a house right now.
He uses a ventilator to help him breathe, the same type of equipment in short supply right now across the nation.
My immune system is compromised, and therefore I am more susceptible to picking up illnesses from other people.
We introduced you to Ethan back in November. A charismatic DJ who loves entertaining the crowds as much as he loves the music. Since the coronavirus began spreading, the crowds could be deadly.
It's really a function of if you don't encounter someone with it, you're not going to get it.
Dr. Michelle Barron is the medical director of infection prevention at UC Health. She's on the front lines of fighting what she now calls a war against the virus. The top priority is keeping people like Ethan safe.
Most respiratory illnesses put them at a higher risk of developing pneumonia, so they are certainly a group, along with the people that are older, that we want to be more protective of.
His plea is simple. Stay home for your grandparents, for your friends, for people like Ethan. For Next, I'm Mark Salinger.
Let's hear it for all of the elected leaders who are also demonstrating social distancing as opposed to, say, oh, I don't know, packing right up next to a podium so that they can be seen in the camera shot on TV. Like the Inglewood City Council, they met earlier this week outside in the parking lot with quarantining members in their cars but present so it would count as a quorum so they could conduct business. And let's hear it for the families, redefining family time.
Social distancing together.
Cassie and her family had a socially responsible picnic yesterday at Roland Park in Fort Collins. Now, doctors will tell you that if you live together with family and everybody's healthy, you don't need to separate out for your daily activities. But you know what? Never hurts to practice. The impact of COVID-19 is being felt clear up in the Arctic, where for some months now, NEXT has been tracking a team of CU researchers who are studying climate change. Everybody up there is safe, but one of the pilots who shuttles them back and forth got sick. So now there are 20 folks in this air wing who are quarantined in Germany. It's delaying the Mosaic mission to gather ice measurements for climate research.
It makes some people have to stay in the field longer. It means that other people can't get to the field. It could pose risks to certain aspects of the science, certain projects. And so it's not clear the whole footprint yet, but it certainly will have a big impact on what we're able to accomplish there.
The team is going to continue to rotate in and out on schedule. Matt Shoup, who you saw there, is headed back in the next few months. So we have gathered here on next to a fireplace on a snowy day before, but never before at my fireplace. So I am here for the same reason that a lot of you are working from home. Because everyone from epidemiologists to the president insists that if you can do some or all of your job at home, you should. Because social distancing saves lives. Weld County's health director was saying the other day that every single contact that we can avoid matters. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing game. The choices that we make matter because they have the opportunity to slow down the coronavirus. So maybe tell your boss, if 9 News can set up a home studio to broadcast live, maybe you could just take your laptop home and get plenty of work done. Because every one of us can make those choices that will have an impact. Even if, like me, you're relatively young and healthy. Even if, like me, you have someone in your home who is at risk, or someone next door, or someone at work. You have been generous enough to invite me into your home for more than a decade. It's about time I repaid the invitation.
Coloradans wanting to see a therapist shouldn't have to leave their homes right now. Telemedicine seems like a solution, but will your insurance pay for it?
I wouldn't say we were this friendly before, but at this point, we're all one.
Competitors team up to keep everyone from going out of business. And I'm ready to escape this virus talk. And so is Corey Rebenhagen. That man is happier than a meteorologist in snow. Social distancing is his jam. Next.
We keep hearing doctors encourage telehealth to keep relatively healthy people away from hospitals and doctors' offices during the coronavirus outbreak. But one key question is whether your insurance company would cover a phone call or a video chat in the same way they would an office visit, especially when it comes to mental health care. Arnusha Roy got some answers.
When it comes to telehealth for mental health and behavioral health appointments, the word of advice right now?
Call your carrier. And then I would also just call your provider's office.
Vincent Atchity with Mental Health Colorado says the system can be confusing. Here's what we know so far. Medicare has expanded coverage of telemedicine to cover physical and mental health medical needs across the state. When it comes to private insurance, it depends on the provider.
When it comes to mental health, there's a lot that can be done in the course of a conversation with somebody by telephone or via FaceTime.
The Colorado Association of Health Plans represents 11 insurance companies covering more than 3 million people in the state. They say it's becoming more standard to offer telehealth coverage for both physical and mental health needs. The key is checking your policy to see what's covered. When we asked lawmakers what it would take to come up with a more universal rule, this was their answer.
Take the coming together of the insurance companies and the commissioner to be able to figure that out.
That coming together has been going on for a while. Last year, the governor signed a law addressing equal access to health care.
Mental health conditions and needs are covered on par with physical health and needs.
Atchity says that means it's not mandated insurance companies offer telemedicine, but if they do, the idea is that physical and mental health services should be equal and cost the same for patients.
With all of the different areas where we need to make modifications so that people can get access to healthcare, to testing, to food.
That brings us back to where we started.
Call your healthcare provider.
So like we had mentioned earlier in the show, the representative you just heard from was just diagnosed with COVID-19. I also wanted to address Medicaid here. The state is saying that if you have Medicaid, you should be getting telehealth coverage for both mental health and physical health needs. And right now, the state has waived all copays for any kind of telehealth related call when it comes to COVID-19 prevention. And Kyle, it's a lot of information. So on our website, we've also got some info for people if you don't have health insurance, where you can be going to get the help you need.
So, Nusha, I know on the continuum of mild to moderate illness, chronic illness to a serious situation, they don't want people using telehealth for a heart attack, and I imagine they similarly don't want people who are in critical mental health situations to necessarily use telehealth.
Yeah, no, that's 100% right. I mean, there's certain situations that it's going to work really well with, you know, if you already have an established relationship with a provider or a follow-up. But you're right, it's not going to replace every kind of meeting you need with a doctor. So it's really important to remember, if there is an emergency of any type, you still need to call 911. You can still go to the emergency room. They want to help you that way, too.
For sure. All right. Thank you, Nusha.
Hello, spring. We see you with a winter storm in spring and a winter storm warning that remains in effect for Denver through 6 o'clock tomorrow. Had reports of anywhere from 5 to 14 inches of snow, and it's still coming down, but that is just part of the story. 41 was our high temperature today, and we hit that early in the day. Temperatures have been falling along with the snow. So far, Genesee, the topper at 14.5, 10 in Castle Rock, almost 6 in Boulder. And as the storm, it's so pretty on the radar and satellite, winds its way through southeastern Colorado, it's beginning to lift to the north and east, and we're starting to see some decrease in the snow from the north. But this blizzard warning continues for the South Metro and Eastern Plains till 6 o'clock tomorrow. We've had wind gusts to 50 and 60 miles per hour. Winter storm warning covers Fort Collins, Broomfield, Denver, right down to the Castle Pines and Castle Rock area. Overnight tonight, we'll start to see that snow decrease from west to east with some clearing, and then temperatures dropping into the teens. A little push of moisture in the afternoon means a few more snow showers. Why not, right? Snow, wind tonight are low at 19, decreasing snow after midnight. Mostly cloudy to start the day tomorrow, and then temperatures are going to hover in the low to mid 30s with a partly sunny afternoon. A few snow showers late in the day, and then mild and dry for the weekend. Temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s as we move into Tuesday and Wednesday. So get outdoors with your best friend if you can and have some fun. Hey, happy spring, Kyle.
Thank you, Kathy. Our man in the middle of every storm, Corey Reppenhagen, was really starting to get the hang of his new segment on Next before that virus thing captured our attention. But today, Corey is back out in the snow, putting together two of his great loves, weather and poetry.
Corey Reppenhagen is on the weather beat.
First day of spring, social distancing mastered, soaking wet blizzard.
That was Corey Reppenhagen on the weather beat.
Last night I asked you to tell me who really deserves our thanks here on this program for continuing to work away at very vital jobs while everyone else is social distancing. So we're going to try and honor one group each night. First up, sanitation workers. You need to know Colorado appreciates you. Joan Anderson wrote, I saw him this morning in the cold and wet and thought, what would our community be like without him? Marissa and Tanya and Marley all said the same. Marley's trash company, One Way Disposal up in Longmont, says the kindness goes both ways.
Customers have actually donated masks to us and given them to some of the drivers, which is just fantastic. Just offering those things to the employees seem to have built up the morale, and everybody just wants to keep on trucking.
All right, so let's make this a steady stream of thanks each night for the people who are keeping Colorado running. Text your thoughts to me, and then I will share them with the rest of the state. Text 303-871-1491, and we will gather back here each night on Next to show our appreciation for the people working hard during a tough time. They were rival businesses for years until coronavirus changed everything. Now, former competitors have linked up to save dozens of jobs. Our Corky Scholl took his camera to go meet them.
Well, right now we're in an unprecedented time. This is not the time to be out for yourself. This is the time for collaboration.
My name is Lawrence Baker. I am the owner and founder of Blue Spruce Maids.
My name is Tracy Nguyen, and I'm the owner and founder of Maid Clan.
My name is Katie Lambert, and I own Clean Queen Denver.
My name is Chris Willett, and I'm the owner and founder of Alpine Maids.
My name is Ashley Matuska. I am the owner and founder of Dashing Maids in Denver.
Between the five of us, we have a collective 28 years of experience running cleaning businesses.
We just kind of all got together this weekend, asked how we were doing.
But with everything that's going on, it just made sense to connect and not jump at each other's throats and try and compete, but work together to problem solve and support our employees in any way that we can.
What happened this weekend is we all experienced a tremendous amount of cancellations. And so we kind of started reaching out to each other one by one and saying, hey, is this happening to you? And Katie messaged me and I said, yeah, absolutely. I mean, this weekend was hard. And so we started working together as quickly as we possibly could. And I mean, already this week, we've had a huge surge in business.
We just want the work for our employees. We want to support our employees.
We're 5 competitors working closely together and sharing everything right now. And I've just never had this much support before.
You get the final word, even in my house. Next. Feedback tonight from Brad Jeffrey, who writes in, Kyle, thanks for inviting us into your home. It's time to be cautious, courteous, and come together as a community. I understand this is a scary time. You are not powerless. The choices that you make matter and can protect our neighbors. And we can keep each other company here. From my home to yours, hang in there. See you next time.